Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Bartell. Back for just a little tiny bit of rounding. We're going to take one number and round it to 3 different place value positions. So in our rounding steps, the first step was writing the number down that you needed to round. So I'm going to take 1,467. And it's going to be the same number for everything, boys and girls, so I'm going to write that by each number line. The second step was draw the number line. So you can see I already did that. So I have a beginning point and an end point. These are going to be my 2 benchmark numbers. This is my midpoint, right? Okay, halfway between the 2 benchmark numbers. All right, the first thing we're going to do is underline the digit in the number where we want to round to. So if we're rounding to the nearest hundreds, we need to round to the hundreds. The first thing we're going to do is round to the nearest 1,000 right there. So I underlined the thousands place. So we need to look for the 2 benchmark numbers. Boys and girls, it tells you right here what the first one is. It has a 1 in the thousands place. It's 1,000. So if we're counting by thousands, 1,000, 2,000. And we talked the other day about what comes in the middle of both thousands. What comes in the middle? 500. So this would be 1,500. Okay. Then we talked about looking at where to plot the dot for our number. So it's super important. We're going to look here. This is 400. 1,400. Well, I know 1,400 comes before 1,500. 4 comes before 5. So I'm going to plot my dot here, and you can see that the distance here is much closer than the distance here. So this rounds to 1,000. All right, next one. We're going to round to the nearest 100. So once again, we need to find our 2 benchmark numbers. And right here, it's telling you what the first 100 is going to be. It's underlined, 1,400. The next benchmark number, if we're counting by hundreds, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and so on. So it's going to be 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,000, yes, 1,500. And halfway between any 2 hundreds, we talked about it the other day, we talked about 100 cents, the dollar, and we talked about how many quarters are in the dollar, and how 2 quarters is 50 cents, and that's half of the 100. So 1,450 is our midpoint. Now let's look here. Let's circle the digit right next door, right behind the hundreds place, the tens. So I'm seeing 1,460, 1,450, 1,460. And we know if we're halfway or more, we round up. So we're going to circle the closest benchmark number, which would be 1,500. So that's what it rounds to. All right, last little one. We're going to do to the nearest tens. So once again, your 10 tells you what your first benchmark number is. 1,460. All right, so if we're counting by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 1,470. And we talked about what's between 2 tens, halfway between 2 tens. It's a 5. So this will be 1,465. Let's look right next door. I spy 67, 1,467. Well, 67 is going to come after 65. So we'll plot our dot and we're going to circle the closest benchmark number, and that's what it rounds to. All right, that's just a little overview of the rounding. Remember, if you're halfway or more, you round up. If it comes before the halfway mark, you would round down. If it's right on the halfway mark, you round up, okay?